All right, everybody, welcome back again. Today we have another special guest. We got Split the Fuck Open from California. If you guys want to introduce yourselves, go ahead and take it off.
Go
Okay,
ahead,
I guess
Nate.
I'll go first.
Yeah,
I'm
go
Dom.
ahead.
I play bass. That's kind of my default answer to most questions, but I'm also very chatty, so stop me if I get too much. And then I guess we should go down drummer next because I see Danny's beautiful face all ready to go.
I'm Danny. I'm the drummer. Um, yeah.
Right on.
Sick. My name's Nick. I play guitar. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just write riffs.
My name's Owen. I do vocals, and then we have one more member, but he's not here tonight. His name's Andrew. He's also on guitar as well.
Badass.
Gotcha.
Well, we're really stoked to have you guys. Thanks again for coming.
Hell yeah.
How did Split the Fuck Open come together in Sacramento's metal scene?
Okay, so in order to understand how this band formed, we got to do a little bit of backtracking because me, Danny, and then Andrew are a part of another band called Spawn, a brutal death metal band, as the shirts that we're both wearing.
Uh,
Badass.
And at some point, me and Andrew decided we were like, you know what, we kind of want to make like a slam side project, and we weren't like super locked in on the idea yet, but we just kind of like at one point we were just like, let's just like find some people, and we have like a local Instagram page that posts shows all the time. Shout out Sac Punk Shows. He's amazing. He does tons of work for our scene. Just letting people know, like, if people like want to make posts like, hey, I'm looking to join a band, hey, we have a show this week, hey, blah 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 blah, whatever it is band related, he's always on top of it, he's always posting stuff. And this dude named Ethan, he was like, hey, I'm trying to make like a slam band. So me and Andrew joined up with him. We teamed up with some other local people, and we formed this band called Body in the Basement, which was the pre-version of Split the Fuck Open. And then Body in the Basement only met up like twice, and then eventually Danny was like, hey, could I join? And then we were like, yeah, sure. So then it was us three. And then I'm pretty sure Andrew was the one who was like, yo, there's this dude named Nick who works at Music Go Round, which is our local music store. And
Mhm.
he's like super badass. This dude riffs out crazy. Let's get him together and let's just jam out. And then he came over one day to my house. It was like end of summer, I want to say. Do you guys remember what day it was? I
it
don't
Uh,
know.
was June 2nd. So we've
June.
almost been together for a year.
Almost a
Almost
year.
been together for a year. Yeah,
yeah.
our the anniversary's coming up in 3 days. 2 days?
Nice.
Ooh, 2 days.
Something like
Three
that.
days.
3 days. Yeah, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, but
31 days.
we came together. We just jammed out for like 4 hours straight, not writing anything, just
Hmm.
straight chugging and blasting and breeing. And then it was us four for a while up until around uh late mid November, I want to say, and then we added Dom to our group, and Dom also worked at Music Around, and Nick
Hmm.
would always update him on Split the Fuck Open shit, and eventually he was like, "Yo, do you want to like be a part of our band and play bass?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And then now that's us.
Yeah. He
Oh
literally
yeah.
learned the whole set like a week before we had our
Yeah,
first
that's
show.
right.
Yeah, so he kind of had to crank it out.
Oh yeah, that's sick.
That was funny. And the rehearsal before that show, we had one of the songs we had never played before. So we were just like, all right, time to figure it out. We got like 3 days. So
Yeah.
we knocked it
I
out though.
Y'all's name significance. What inspired the provocative name of Split the Fuck Open?
Okay,
Uh,
so
yeah.
when we wanted to make this band, we were like, all right, we want to make it like a slam band, but we also want to have like some like beat down parts and
Hmm.
like some kind of hardcore influence because like Nick
Yeah.
is super into hardcore, and we just wanted to like combine those two genres in a little bit. And we were like, we want something that's like just like hits you in the face and is just like violent, kind of like on the same page as like Dying Fetus. You know what I mean? It's
For
like you just
sure.
see the name and you're like, oh shit, like what the fuck. And we were running through names for like about like 2 weeks, and we were like we settle on something like we want something like ripped apart, right? Or like torn
Hmm.
open, split in two. All those names were taken. We went through like 30 of them. No band
Damn.
has the name Split the Fuck Open. And we are like,
Yeah.
sure. let's just go for it. And that's pretty much it. It was like just a last minute thing, like, oh, this sounds cool, let's go with it. And
For sure.
Yeah.
yeah.
A few of the bands we've interviewed were straight up like the same way, where they were just like, like I wonder if this would work, and they found out it's not taken, and they're like, fuck it, we'll roll with it, and now it's like it just makes sense, and it's part of their image
Fits
and
the picture.
everything.
Yep.
Yeah, so
It just kind of
it's
stuck.
badass.
And once we got it, we were just kind of like, yeah, that's it. We didn't really think twice about it or anything. It just
Yeah.
that's what it is now. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like usually a lot of bands will, or at least from what I understand, will take a lot of time and really think, or maybe overcomplicate the process of picking out a band name. But some of the best ones come from just like that, out of thin
Naturalness.
air.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Yeah,
that's
not
sick.
gonna lie, we rush a lot of stuff. So like a lot of our things are kind of like last minute, like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
this is what it is. And then that's
Yeah.
kind of like the vibe we give off is like,
Yeah, we like to have like 3 or 4 different names for the same track, and then
Yeah.
like someone will just have to make an executive decision at the end, and then we'll be getting ready for a set. Like, so what do we call that song again? Oh, it's this one now. Okay, what is that
Yeah.
one or the other one?
Mhm.
It's pretty fun. Yeah.
oh
And
yeah.
so that actually leads
That's
to my like next question, y'all's executive, decision making. For y'all songwriting process, how do y'all develop like y'all's heavy riffs and breakdowns? Like, is it like a collaborative sort of thing? Like,
Um.
Nick, are you kind of in charge of like writing riffs, and then Danny, do you come in? You know what I mean? Like, how does this kind
Yeah.
of go apart?
It
Nick is
it
a riff
really
machine, riff
it really
machine,
like
brother.
started out originally like the first demo and all the EP songs and stuff. That was just me in my room, like with plugins and Easy Drummer, just like
Mm-hmm.
thugging it out. Like we didn't even we learned all the songs after the fact for the EP and like the demo and stuff. Only like on the new shit is it really like all of us like actually putting in input. We're all starting to write riffs
Mm-hmm.
now, so the sound is going to like evolve and change. It's going to sound more just like a band rather than a bunch of program MIDI drums and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
originally it was just me writing riffs, and how we kind of do it now is more just we'll get in the studio on like a jam day or whatever, and we'll just kind of riff out, and I'll start with a riff. Drew will kind of pitch in with another idea after, and we'll just get the ball rolling. So it's been kind of a nice workflow recently. So it's not so much me just having to think about all the stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, the way
Yeah.
it's going is we'll have like Nick will do like maybe 50 to 100 riffs because he's just a machine, man. Like this guy just
Damn.
riffs like crazy. Yeah. And then we'll put
Mm-hmm.
them all up in like Google Drive, and then we'll get in the studio and we're like, all right, which ones do we like? And so we'll whittle it down to like 10. And then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, but which ones does Danny like? Because if the drummer doesn't like him, it ain't really going to go anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Danny will pick out a couple, and then we'll do a song from there. But I think so far it's since we started the new writing process, it's been pretty cool because like we'll just jam a riff out for a while and just kind of feel out the flows. It's usually the guitar players and the drummer going at it.
Mm-hmm.
I know if Danny has more to say about that because he kind of directs that to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
And if Owen gives us the frowny face, we just try a different riff type deal. So
Nice. Cool. So y'all sound like y'all really, really work together on
Yeah.
creating a song and creating like the backbone to what y'all want. That's dope, dude. I'm glad like y'all are really
Yeah, it's
collaborative on
important
that.
in a band for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
definitely.
I
Not
mean,
every band can do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
like when
Well, I always tell the guys, man, I don't want to be in like I don't want to say cookie cutter necessarily, but just like
Mm-hmm.
I've been in a lot of bands because I'm older than these guys, right? I've got a good 10 years on most of them. And it's like the bands I really loved being in, everyone had input in the creative process, right? It's like down to what the logo looks like, what color scheme we going with, like everything. So we're on the group chat all the time, like, hey, do you guys like this? What color scheme we going with?
For
We
sure.
got some new stuff dropping. I'm sure Owen could talk about that.
Yeah,
So
that was
that was all
actually
very collaborative.
that was our next question. What can we expect next? Maybe a new tape or what do y'all got planned?
Yeah, so we're dropping a little promo tape, a couple tracks, June 1st. So that's coming up in
Badass.
2 days. And then
Gotcha.
it's perfect timing too, because our anniversary as a band is on June 2nd. So it's like kind of like perfect timing. And
Awesome.
those tracks, we cooked them up like a couple months ago in the studio, and it was kind of like our first time writing together. And pretty much all the songs, it's just us jamming and being like, "Yeah, this is hard," and then we just kind of like lock in and re-record it a little bit better, get it more polished, and then that's all the tracks. But for the most part, it's all pretty raw. It's all recorded live in the studio. We don't do a lot of like dub takeovers and stuff. It's just all raw, just pretty much one take, you could say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bad
Yeah,
ass,
it's
dude.
all
Or
live.
so, are y'all recording in Sacramento, or are y'all going somewhere so locally?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
at
in
your
Dom's
place.
too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he has
Oh
it's in
yeah,
his
dude.
backyard. We just
Yeah.
pull up to
Oh,
So
Dom's
badass.
house.
so if you
Is
see
that
where that AC unit is, the drums are
yeah?
usually blocking everything back there. So the drums
Okay.
go right here, and the rest of it
Gotcha.
just
Mm-hmm.
kind of are in a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Nope.
Badass. Do you have like a a background in like audio engineering? Or do y'all have somebody come in, or do you whip up your own shit?
I just like to say I've been recording drum kits for like 10 years plus now. That I
Yeah.
just got really obsessed with trying to get drum sounds, and
Yeah.
I still got a long way to go because a lot of it's just money on microphones and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, they're
but
expensive.
I
You
don't know.
need a
I've just
lot.
yeah, you need a lot of them, right? But I
Hmm.
just kind of been doing that for a long time, and it's just hard to find bands that can actually pull off like the live sound thing. That's
Yeah.
not most guys don't really want to do that anymore. There's a lot of like shortcuts out there that sound great, like amazing stuff
Mm-hmm.
out there. But I kind of wanted that like old school raw like band thing where like five dudes walk into a bar and people go oh shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we're trying to get kind of that vibe going. So even with Spawn records with me now, and I just say hey, it's not my job to tell you guys what to sound like. Just come on in, plug in, and I'll put up the microphones and make sure everyone's happy with their tone, and then just rock out for a couple hours and see what happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sick, dude.
And
Badass.
then after that, for all the mixing and stuff like that, mixing and mastering, that's all
Mhm.
pretty much me. I mixed and mastered all of like the first EP demo stuff, the new
Mhm.
stuff we have dropping. I've done all the Spawn stuff. They recorded a new song recently, so be on the lookout for that one too.
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just been like kind of dipping my toes in it. I haven't been doing it for too long. I kind of started really doing it when STFO was a thing, just because we didn't have money, so we just
Yeah.
had to,
Yeah.
mix it and stuff. So I just had to learn on the fly. Definitely a long way to go for sure, but hopefully all the new mixes sound better and better every time. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really cool to see Nick kind of like learn and adapt throughout all of our projects because he literally started mixing pretty much right with the demo. And we always joke as a band, like the demo and the EP, we call it like Nick the fuck open because he did all the writing pretty much for everything. Because our motto, like when we first made the band, we just wanted to get stuff out there. We wanted to get music out
mhm.
there where it's like let's just drop, we can learn the songs after, right? And Nick took that mentality and he wrote like 4 songs in like the first week, and I was like, this is pretty sick. And then so we just decided to drop it, and then that was it.
Oh yeah.
Badass. I'm glad that y'all's whole like process and everything is pretty much like in house, like within the band. That's sick. Everyone like puts in their part. That's
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
dope
we're
to see.
very DIY, very DIY.
So with y'all's upcoming music drop, for y'all's next album, will there be any upcoming shows or tours that you guys have planned?
Right now we're kind of chilling. We did a huge spree of tours over like April, and we've just
Mm-hmm.
been like going crazy. And then we're kind of like chilling, and we're also working on like new material, even though we're about to drop some
Mm-hmm.
new tracks. But we have some upcoming shows. June 22nd, we're playing at Cafe Colonial in Sacramento with Saint Breaker, a newer band called Eternal Terror. So that's gonna be dope. And then we're also playing another hometown show sometime in July. Not gonna say anything else on that though. You guys are gonna have to wait
Gotcha.
for that.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Badass.
What makes a perfect breakdown in y'all's opinion, and how do you structure yours?
ooh,
Ooh,
that's
that's a Danny question.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Everybody's got a role.
in my opinion, it's gotta make your face just ugh. You know what I mean? Like you gotta think
Yeah.
it's completely nasty. Like
Yeah.
you
Mm-hmm.
it's a feeling that you have.
you gotta hear it, and like wherever you're at, you just want to like punch something or like get up and start like
Yeah.
crowd killing like furniture or
sure.
something. Like that's what
Makes
it
a
has to
body
do.
move. Yeah.
Exactly. My whole
Yeah.
thing is like I feel like breakdowns for me don't have to be super slow and chuggy all the time. Like a breakdown is just like it's literally just a break. It's just a break in between the track that sounds different than the rest. If it goes
For
hard, it
sure.
goes hard. It doesn't matter if it's like fast or slow or anything.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Sure. Do you all guys see yourselves as part of a broader cultural rebellion, or is it more about the music itself?
Hell no, we're just here to play music. That's all we're here to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about
We just play stuff that we think is hard and like we like this and we're like, yeah, this is
You
cool.
just go
And then-
all in.
Yes.
yeah.
Generally, if I hear a riff and it makes me smile, I'm like, all right, we're on the right track, guys. This is pretty hard.
Nice.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all's art is pretty raw. Who pretty much takes care of that?
Shout out Body Slam. Body Slam
Slam.
Hardcore. Check him
Okay,
out. He
cool.
does tons of artwork for tons of bands, and he helped us with our demo release. The single after that. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but there's other artists. He does a lot of black and white drawings, but he did our EP artwork. He did the upcoming artwork on this promo tape as well. But going back to Body Slam, for our demo artwork, you might not notice this is some lore drop right here, but it is Danny's face on the artwork. We took a photo of
Oh,
him
shit.
like with his like hands on his head, and then Body Slam took it and like just edited the fuck out of it, and it looks like he's ripping his head apart.
That's
And
fucking
then for the single after that, it's Andrew hitting Danny with a plank of wood.
Reverse. It's
Oh.
me hitting Andrew.
It's Danny hitting Andrew with a plank of wood. So for a little minute, it was Danny the
Yeah.
fuck open.
So he got bludgeoned by a fucking 2x4.
For real,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That name
For
for
sure.
that song, I wanted to use that name for a Spawn song like in 2022 because I was like, this is so dumb. Like, what if we just like sold planks of wood with our logo on it, like,
That's pretty
and
dope.
told people to go hit people in the pit with it? Like, I don't know.
Hey, bro.
I mean, we were just talking to
I'd buy
we were
it.
just talking to Buttholectomy, dude, and we were asking him, what's a fictional character you'd fight in the pit, and they said fucking Plank from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. So I mean, this is just coincidence. I don't know, but twice now, man.
Hell yeah.
That's funny.
That's
Gotta
so
happen.
funny.
So, Owen, I have a question for you, man. What inspired you to start like your vocal journey? Did you have any influences like kind of early on? And could you maybe show us some of the techniques you use?
So I don't exactly remember why I started, but I
Mhm.
knew that like I got into like heavy music like just before like around like COVID. So I guess you could
Mhm.
say like pretty recently. And for me, most vocalists I feel like they start off and like they get inspired by a lot of like deathcore. And that was the same
Yeah.
way for me. I mean, I'm a huge Suicide Silence fanboy. Mitch Lucker definitely was a huge inspiration for me, like just starting out. But I also listen to like tons of different genres and lots of death metal as well.
Yeah.
Like Chris Barnes, I get compared a lot, like with a lot of my lows that I have. And to be honest, so I started in like I want to say like 2021, like actually doing vocals. I bought a shitty ass speaker from Music Around actually, and a microphone.
Hey, we have one of those over here, man.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
bought one of these microphones. It came in a 3-pack for $30. So it was a $10 microphone, and I used it to record like almost everything.
Yeah.
And then I just started practicing. I mean, sure, I looked up some like YouTube tutorials and stuff. Like you kind of like
course.
learn techniques, but you really
Mhm.
find your style by listening to who you like, and then
Yep.
you kind of form your tones based off of that.
For
So,
sure.
were you watching like Cardivox Academy and stuff like that on YouTube? Oh yeah, right
Yeah,
there,
I
right
watched a
on.
few of their videos. Yep.
hmm I'm right there with you, man. I was going through that as well, watching videos, but now I'm just trying to find a sound from a lot of the artists that I really like. So,
Yeah, I mean,
understandable.
it's literally just practice. I mean, people say it all the time, but I mean, I've been
Mhm.
doing vocals for 5 years, so you can't get to
And
how
you
like
sound
I
great, dude.
sound or how someone else sounds without just practicing every day.
Mhm.
And another trick too, I don't have one with me, but chocolate milk. Peep the game. Chocolate milk makes your vocals sound
Every
really good.
time, god damn it.
Yeah, I
Dude, I'm
drink
not
it
gonna lie.
before shows, after shows, chocolate milk. It's good.
Chocolate milk. I feel like when I have like a Jolly Rancher or some shit, it like coats your throat and you can put out some like nasty fucking sounds with that, dude.
Yeah,
So
for sure. I
there's
mean,
like
just
hidden
don't.
secrets.
Yeah, there definitely is. I mean, one thing I learned is like carbonated drinks, don't do it. They'll dry out your
Mm,
throat. So
yeah,
like
hell
you
yeah.
think like drinking like a Dr. Pepper or something will like make your vocals sound better. Nah, you
Yeah.
need something that like I don't know, like coats the throat and like makes like more
Hmm.
like mucusy and like wet sounding.
There's there was a vocalist from a band. I can't remember which band, but or no, it was actually a voice actor putting out some fucking game on what he uses, and there's straight up a tea called Throat Coat, which would be a dope ass band name, by the way. Um, Throat Coat, it's
Hey,
a tea, and it's literally helps like repair and put like a film, like a protective film around like your vocal cords and everything. It's super sick. They sell it like Walmart and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't tried it though,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. I might have to
Might have to
change that
beat.
up this weekend.
Yeah. All right, dope. And then who brings the most chaos to the band? And then who kind of keeps the band like grounded and level-headed?
Man.
Hmm.
Honestly, I don't know. Like chaos, like chaotic energy, I'd honestly
Mm-hmm.
probably have to say out of everybody is probably Danny, just because he's just like all over the place and wild, always
He's
making
the drummer,
jokes,
man.
making
Come on.
memes. Yeah, he's a drummer. It's
He's
just
like
it is what
Animal
it
from the
is. But
Muppets.
uh
Yeah.
yeah, as far as who keeps it grounded, honestly, I don't think there's one person in particular. It's kind of just everybody keeps everyone else in check. Like we all just
We
do our
we
best
all
to,
keep Danny in check. No, I'm just kidding. But
Hey, gotta
Dom
tame the
Dom and me
beast.
are very like logistics based. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and Dom is like usually the final voice of reason because we're like, oh, he's more experienced. You know, he's older, he's
Yeah.
wiser than us. And he's usually like he'll be like kind of the defining like, no, we're not doing this, or okay, yeah, that's fine. But
Yeah. But
everyone else just
I usually let us do the thing first, right? Because and this just comes from my experience in other bands. You can't just shut down stuff, right? Because you'll ruin the creative process, right? So you kind of have to take a lot of things through to their conclusion. And then everyone goes, okay, this was a great idea. Let's do that again. Or maybe that didn't work out so well. Let's not do that anymore, you know? But I tried to kind of like guide a little bit, like kind of like having things on rails, but I rarely just go, no, we're not doing this, you know, because like that just it stifles the process, man.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to make some mistakes, screw up a little bit, get stuck in the middle of nowhere with a flat tire a couple times, you know. That's really I think what makes a band kind of come together and be like, all right, let's go even harder, you know.
For sure.
Especially with like equipment stuff. I've done teching at live shows quite a bit. I've done live sound too. So like I kind of know what's going to go wrong. And so when it goes wrong, I'm not freaking out. I'm just like, okay, we got this. Let's just chill out. Let's do some stuff. Someone keep Danny from freaking out and we'll just keep going. You know what I mean? So it seems to be
Yeah.
working out pretty good so far. So
No,
For sure.
Dom has saved the day a few times. That's for sure.
for sure, dude.
All
Yeah.
right, I
Ass.
guess next we'll get to what's one of the most wild moments that y'all have had as a band or an experience
I'll be
as a
right
band.
back.
Man.
What's up?
Bro, can we talk about Oakland?
maybe. But
Maybe.
first of
Maybe.
all, we had a show. I'm gonna finish eating first. Never mind.
I'd honestly say for me, it was probably we played a show out in Atascadero, or not Atascadero, Hesperia.
Hesperia.
We played a
There you
show out in
go.
Hesperia, and
Hesperia.
it was Disfigured headlining, and the dude from Disfigured, the guitar player from Disfigured, like knocked out two people within like the first and second set. It was insane. Like he
God
just
damn.
dropped. Yeah. And then he knocked out a third person like towards the end. Like that shit was crazy.
Holy
It was like
shit.
three
Yeah.
knockouts in one night.
It wasn't just him though. I think during our set, two more people got knocked out too. It
Yeah.
was that they went hard at that place, man. That was wild. That was a good
For
one.
sure. What do y'all listen to before shows to get you hyped up?
A lot of
Mhm.
stuff, like pretty much everything. We're kind of all over the place. Like we'll listen to like I guess normal like metal shit, but we all have like our different like styles and stuff and like what we listen to. So I don't know.
Yeah.
3-6 Mafia.
Let's
Hey,
hear
that's
let's
a
hear
good
let's
one.
hear
Oh yeah.
let's hear two from each of y'all.
All
Two
right.
bands that y'all check out before you play.
Um, I'd say for me, I love Crowbar. So like
Okay,
I'll
cool.
always throw some
Fuck
Crowbar
yes.
like on the
Hell
playlist or
yeah.
something like that.
Hmm.
Probably Crowbar and like honestly I change a lot, but I'll always throw on like some Jesus Piece or like Year of the Knife
Oh
just because
yeah,
I fucking love hardcore. But
for
yeah,
sure.
it's
Hmm.
mainly just any hardcore shit
Cool.
There's something different, bro, about like that Louisiana sludge. That
for real,
shit.
dude.
Fuck,
Nasty.
bro. Love that shit.
Down, fucking all that
Hmm.
shit. How about you, Danny?
Um, I mean, lately I've been listening to a lot of Cerebral, Incubation,
Hmm.
and um, I've been trying to get more of like my drumming abilities at the level of uh, like Gut Fed. I like that band a lot.
Gotcha.
Also like Embryectomy,
Yep.
Cephalotripsy.
Hmm.
Yep.
Because like originally I came from more of a jazz background through like school
Okay.
band, and
Mm-hmm.
then um, like my dad, he was a hardcore drummer, and so like a lot of the things that I picked up on were more like hardcore oriented, and then from there, um, I like I don't know. I worked really hard to try and keep up with Spawn to be their drummer
Hmm.
because I'd never played anything as fast as death metal before. So,
Yeah.
just over the years, it's really changed. But yeah, I'm trying to like hone my skills more to get that like brutal slam type of sound.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Dominic.
I do if I want to like a pump up, I just stick with like Lamb of God because I'm not
Cool.
up on like a lot of the
Okay.
newer stuff and I love their stuff. But then if I'm trying to zen out, I'll usually throw on some like soft cult or something. They have an interesting story. They kind of came up through their scene back a few years back. But then they're just more like shoegazy dream pop kind of stuff because I
Yeah.
usually need to like calm down. I don't need to be more pissed off. I'm pissed all the
Yeah.
time, you know. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, dope. Owen?
I like a lot of UK beatdown bands or just European
Yes.
beatdown bands. So like Drown in Hate, Lashing Out. But on the flip side, well, hold on. I'm also a huge Embryectomy fan. So
Oh yeah. Love
anytime I
them.
get the chance to, I'll be like, "Have you guys heard this song yet?" And they'll be like, "Yeah,"
yeah,
and then I'll put it on
yeah, we
again.
have.
Um,
So
but
dope.
I also love Super Heaven. I'm a huge shoegaze grunge fan, so I'll
Yeah.
put on some Super Heaven at any chance I get. Like if it's dark outside, I'll be like, "It's shoegaze time." So
There you
yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
If the weather permits, for sure.
Y'all
Um,
got any dream collaborations or tours that you'd like to be a part of?
Man. Um,
Sound and Fury.
yes, 100%.
Dude,
Like
That's like
I
yeah.
want to play with Torture, man. Those guys are ridiculous.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
the
for
But
sure.
Sound and Fury would be crazy. I mean, I guess we're from Sacramento, so I mean, Aftershock would be cool, but
Hmm.
Sound and Fury is where it's at. I mean, come on, right? Like
yeah.
Yeah.
we're not trying to get the 60-year-old dad metal pits, right? We're trying to get the spin kicks
Yeah,
going. We're
be a
trying to
good
get the
crowd for
crowd
y'all.
killing. We want violent
Yeah.
Sure.
shows. That's what we love.
People
Yeah.
jumping off
Oh,
the
yeah.
stage and shit.
For real. Yeah.
I got.
For me is oh, go ahead.
Nah, dude. You go
Oh,
ahead. Take it
yeah,
away.
yeah. For me it's more just like I love hardcore shows. So like any chance we get to play any sort of hardcore lineup, anything like that, is always like my go-to. Like I always jump on it. I'm like, oh, these bands are playing or whatever. Like we have hardcore shows in SAC. I always try to get on those or whatever. But yeah, I just love like all like Sound and Fury, like Tied Down Fest, like This Is Hardcore, all that stuff. If I could,
Yeah.
Hmm.
like, I'd love to play shows like that. That'd be sick.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um, what do you guys enjoy like outside of music? Some hobbies or anything like that?
My
I do
girlfriend.
too many things. I do a lot of stuff. I do digital art. Um, I do a lot of digital art for a lot of deathcore bands. I've
Mm-hmm.
pretty much done almost all of Revenant's artwork, so I do a lot of work with them, which is really cool. I love working with those guys; they're super chill. But I do digital art stuff, getting into video editing. Um, I'm a huge nerd. I do a lot of modeling stuff, so like
Oh,
Warhammer
fuck yeah.
40K,
Dope.
Necromunda, Dungeons and
Mm-hmm.
Dragons, anything nerdy that has like a mini or something. I'm into that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
There's like a new mini game like coming out. I saw about it on like TikTok, but it kind of had some like influences. I don't know if you played like Blasphemous. Uh, maybe you might know what I'm talking about.
I have
Maybe
no clue
not.
to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, we'll figure it out later, dude. I'll find it, but if you're into shit like that, I'll put you on. That shit looks fucking sick. So,
Hell
for
yeah,
sure.
bro.
Hmm.
Uh, for me, honestly, it's kind of funny. I don't do much outside of music. Like I'll
Hmm.
play video games here and there or like stuff like that. But
What do you play?
um, man, it's gonna sound bad, but like I've been on Overwatch like crazy recently. I know.
Nah, dude.
Everybody hates on
Well,
Overwatch.
You'd be
we just
surprised.
had Frozen Soul on, and their bass player Sam has like on the original Overwatch like over 4,000 hours on that
Dude.
fucking game,
Yeah, no,
Dang.
and
because
a
I
lot.
played straight from I used to play on Xbox and I played on
Hmm.
Xbox for like 3 years and I had so many hours on Overwatch and I switched to
Hmm.
PC and I just been
Yeah.
playing. So yeah, outside
PC.
of that,
Oh
but
yeah.
I mainly just do music shit. Like I'll spend most of my
Word.
time writing riffs or like, mixing
Hmm.
and stuff like that. But yeah.
Badass.
For sure.
Dom.
These days I work on guitars a lot. So like the
Hmm.
reason I got into fixing guitars is because I love working on them. So even outside of work, I'm always tinkering on something. I'm just kind of a tinkerer that way, I guess. But yeah, these days that, and then I'll do. I like to play Age of Empires 2, which is an old strategy game from like
Yeah.
'99. So
Yeah.
I'm still on that, still keeping up with the updates and everything. But that's
Hmm.
mostly it for hobbies and stuff like that. You know, life has enough curveballs outside of that, so it's
Yeah.
try to keep the hobbies to a minimum nowadays. And then of course
So
playing bass. I play a lot of bass and weird stuff. So someday I'll
for
release
sure.
something. We actually have a I did a side project with Nick forever ago called Poems. That's on
Yeah.
YouTube, I think, actually. So yeah, that's a well, I guess that's a hardcore project, I guess you could technically call it.
Yeah.
But that
Hmm.
was a fun time. That's what started my relationship with Nick anyway. So that was good
For
times.
sure. Are
But yeah, a
you
lot of music
big
too.
into like Civ Sims and stuff like
I
that?
never
Like
got into the Civ Sims that much. It
hmm.
was kind of one of those things where like gaming for me, like music, I could just do forever. But
Right.
then with gaming, it's like I'll play something that I played when I was like in high school because I just don't want to bother learning a new game. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I'll just like
Yeah.
stick with the basics and just like escape from reality for a couple hours and then go
Yeah.
back to playing bass or something. I don't know. That
Cool.
used to be our old joke. I just play bass, guys.
Dom's a big Minecrafter. If he's always
Oh,
on
that's right.
Minecraft in the
Yeah, yeah.
studio.
Well,
Hey,
I
watch
I have
out.
yeah, I do the Minecraft too, but that's mostly because my family does Minecraft, so I'll hop on the server with them
Hmm.
and stuff. So
Are y'all
yeah,
playing like vanilla or y'all open up mod
yeah. No,
packs and stuff
it's
like that?
vanilla. So,
Okay.
but my whole family, like I have a huge family. There's 9 kids in my family.
Hmm.
So like we just get on Minecraft and like BS with each other and stuff. It's
Mm.
more like just kind of
Cool.
chill time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Dope. Danny, what about you, man?
Um, I usually spend most of my time um, with my girlfriend because we live together,
Hmm.
and we do basically everything. Um, Other than that, I'm usually at the studio just
Hmm.
practicing, like been trying to work on more like handwork stuff and more
Yeah. Dude
footwork.
plays a lot.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, like dude, this past week, I think I think I was at the studio or in some way doing something with one of the bands, like 6 days
Hmm.
Mhm.
out of seven. So
Damn.
I just try and stay busy because music really is my passion, and
For sure.
I'm
Hell yeah,
trying to
man.
just trying to get to a point where um, I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'll ever be set and like perfect with where I'm at, but yeah, I'm just trying to get better.
For
Hell
sure.
yeah. Dope. All right, so we're about to move into a quick fire segment where I'm gonna ask a
Sick.
question
Yeah.
and someone or everyone, but I'm gonna need an answer fast as fuck. All right. So
All
don't
right.
even think
Lock
about it.
in.
First thing that comes to y'all's mind, yeah, lock the fuck in. Get ready. All right.
I guess let's fucking do this. We'll go Nick, Owen, Dom, Danny.
All right.
Try to
All
go
right.
with that.
Okay. And just fucking bring it right back around.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Would you rather fight your sound guy or your merch guy?
Sound guy, 100%. Always
Sound
doing
guy.
something. Yeah.
All right. Taco Bell at 3 a.m. or gas station sushi at noon?
It's Taco Bell.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
All right.
Gotta
You
be.
guys have
Worst.
to respond also, Danny and Dom.
No, we'll get there. It's my turn next.
It's all
Remember?
good, bro. We're working with it. All right. Worst injury: mic to the teeth or symbol to the face?
Oh,
Symbol to
Mike
the
to the
face.
teeth.
Simple.
No, Mike to
Probably
the
Mike
teeth,
to the
bro.
teeth.
I've taken a few symbols. I'm not taking another mic. That's not happening. No.
And Mike to the
All
teeth
right.
hurts.
Would you rather headline a show in a Denny's or Spirit Halloween?
Spirit.
Halloween.
Denny's.
Spirit. Hands down.
Denny's.
I know
What the
Denny's
fuck is up,
legendary.
Denny's?
I
No,
know
but we
Denny's
got to
is
start a new
legendary,
trend.
But
Bro,
Spirit.
think about it. Think about it.
Like,
We can play. We don't have to pack down, and then we can eat Denny's. Because every time
That's
after
true.
a show, if there's a Denny's within like 30 minutes or an hour, we're there.
Grand
After the
Slam,
show,
baby.
we always hit. We always
Every
hit Denny's.
time.
The
bro.
Grand Slam fight, fucking literally, bro.
Nick hasn't ordered
yeah.
anything besides the Grand Slam at
I've
Denny's.
never ordered anything different, bro.
Nothing
You don't
else.
need anything else. Well, I mean,
Every
what
single
the fuck
every
else
single
is there at
time,
Denny's?
every single time he picks up the menu, stares it over for like 5 minutes, and orders the Grand Slam. Every
Oh
time.
yeah. All right. One must go: blast beats or breakdowns.
Blast beats.
Blast Beast. Blast Beast, yeah, out of both of those.
We're a slam band. We're not a death metal band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit out of here.
All right. Your grandma yelling or a cop siren in your next track?
Grandma.
We
I
already
feel
have
like
a
Cop
cop siren
Siren
in
is
our next one.
overdone. Grandma for
Mhm.
sure.
We need a.
Oh God, dude.
We need one of
Fucking
those.
life alert going off and
Falling
Yeah,
down the
life alert.
stairs and shit.
I've fallen and I
and
can't get
get
up.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I mean,
Gosh,
that's pretty
brother.
much it for our quick fire, dude. That's pretty badass. Good.
Sick.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's coming towards the end of the interview. Anything y'all want to say to the fans? Last statements or social media you want to list out, or even some more bands in your area that are not recognized that could get more exposure.
Shit.
Check out all death metal for sure.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Honestly, shout out fucking Complete Collapse, One Last Breath. Those are the homies. They always support. They're hella doing their shit. Like I fuck with all their shit.
And Titan.
And Titan's sick. Yeah, there's a bunch more homies out here. I
Molar.
can't think right now.
Shout out
Yeah.
Molar.
Molar.
Cool dude.
Fucking Molar,
Yeah,
yeah.
Molar.
Molar's
Hold
fun.
up.
We've played with them twice. I've got the Molar shorts on. If Andrew has a full Molar fit. If he was here, he'd be wearing the hat, the socks, the shirt, the shorts, the custom sneakers, everything, man. He has a full fit on.
Yeah.
All right. Badass. Well, once again, we really are appreciative and thank you for joining us and being a part of this journey
Yeah, we
and
appreciate it.
just being here along with us.
Yeah,
All
man,
right,
hella
man.
dope
Badass.
to be here for sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Type
All right.
shit.
Well,
All right.
that
Appreciate y'all.
concludes our interview.
Dope.
Bye,
Cool.
YouTube.
And all right. Until next time.
We don't slam shit.
Sick.
Yeah. There.